Right. Every year I polish my car. I especially polish it at around September time to have it sort of semi-protected throughout the winter time, because we salt the roads here, and I want to have some sort of protection for the bodywork and that, because looking good is halfway to being good. My car, when it's waxed up and polished, it looks kind of good. It's not particularly that great because it's constantly being in the garage getting fixed. But that's off on a tangent. This year I decided I would buy a cheap ceramic coating from Amazon and apply that and see does that work as well as conventional polish. But conventional polish, it is a process. I do have an electric polisher, and some people like doing it. Some people think it's a bit of a chore and that. I actually enjoy polishing, but when it comes to the weather being a little bit colder and that, you don't have that opportunity and that. So I thought, will this get me through the winter? So we bought this ceramic coating. What is it? It's a kind of a liquid ceramic that you coat your car with. You get a little applicator and you kind of brush it on, and when you're applying it, and you see a sort of a rainbow effect, like an oil, when you have all these multicolors. That's the time where you sort of you clean it off. There is loads of videos on YouTube. I'm not going to go into it myself. I'm just going to show you the results from this ceramic coating called Fantastic. I should have a picture up of the product and that. Big claims of self-cleaning properties. What is self-cleaning properties? Self-cleaning properties is basically when dirt sticks to the side of your car, the tiny little pores in the paint help the dirt stick to the metal. When you put this ceramic coating on, it is a lower friction coating, which means the dirt has less to stick to. And as well as that, you will have micro holes in the paint, and this ceramic coating kind of puts a coating over all that, a protective coating. So we're going to, I've already coated the car, and we're going to go through the process of how this product performed over a couple of weeks. The ceramic coating has just been applied. It has had over 24 hours to cure, and it has done at this stage about 60 miles. Now you'll notice there on the ground that it has been raining, so there will be dirt splattered on the side of cars, and as you can see at the moment my car is looking pretty fresh, so I'm pretty impressed with that at the moment. And it seems like the dirt has not been able to stick to the car. Now we're going to pay a lot of attention to the back of the car, because that's where a lot of the dirt actually sticks, and the lower bottoms. But at the moment nothing is sticking to the car. I'm pretty impressed here at the moment, and the shine on it is pretty good. Preparation is key, but to be honest with you, I done a quick preparation before I put the coating on. I didn't get rid of all the scratches, but I got rid of some. Right, we're 3 days later and approximately 150 miles, and this car still is quite presentable, and you'll see that there is slight bits, but it had been dirtier than this, and by the time I had got home it kind of had washed off. Now along the back is where I used to get a lot of build up, and it's still relatively clean. Never mind that scratch was always there, but there's a little bit of dirt there because I've got no mud guard. It's not stuck on there real well, like, do you know? There is slight marks there, or dirt marks there, but to be honest with you, it was dirtier than this the day before yesterday, and by the time I got home most of it had actually washed away, you know. And the surface is still very slippery. Up front, where you get a lot of grime to stick to the front of the car, I've had 2 coats put on this, and it's actually cleaner than the sides, and actually more shinier. So there's nothing for the dirt to actually grip. The day before I had filmed that, it did actually get considerably dirtier than it actually was, and I actually just didn't get time to actually film how dirty it was. But it had been raining in that, and when I was driving it about, most of the dirt had actually had been washed off by the rain and that, and that's when I filmed that piece of footage and that. And I was actually quite surprised because it definitely it was a lot dirtier than that. But we're talking about 150 miles here of roads that have been wet and have been raining and that. You know, so I'm pretty impressed so far. You see, most of the cars actually in the car park are actually dirty, especially that Jeep. Well, that Jeep could be a farm vehicle, but the white car beside has a lot of dirt on it. The Ranger, possibly a farm vehicle. I can see mud on the tyres, you know, but there's a Citroen over there, a lot of dirt right up the back. Most of the cars in this car park are actually dirty, apart from the ones that are getting cleaned over there. But I haven't actually touched this car at all. Now, I've actually added some coating to some of the plastics on this car, and usually within a couple of days of putting a product on, you know, a plastic polishing product, the product evaporates off and it's back to being a kind of a greyish colour. Not with this coating. This coating was added when I put the coating on the car, and it's still looking good, you know. Apparently you can put ceramic coating on glass, but this was my first time applying it, so I wasn't that confident of putting it on the glass. Maybe in the future, possibly. Right, it's day 8 and the weather has been pretty bad, so you can see that there's dirt actually sticking to the side of the car. But up here, still clean. What I had found yesterday, which was day 7, that this windscreen was actually dirty, but the back of the car was relatively clean. We've had a lot of rain, and you can see the slight amount of dirt stuck to the car. Now, I did actually pull in to the side of the road to let a car past one night. That was the night before last, and we got some dirt sticking on the side of the car. But in general, there's a lot of cars going around really dirty from the weather the last couple of days. But this area, the front of the car, has had 2 coats and it's relatively clean. So yeah, so I'm going to find out how easy it is for this dirt to come off, because it actually doesn't seem to be ingrained very much at all to the paint. On the bonnet, virtually still clean. Now just take into account that the roads have been pretty dirty and pretty wet. I'm just going to show you how the water dispels with the coating. That's pretty good, huh? And on the bonnet I have 2 coats. Let's see, will the dirt come off this with just some water? Most of it does. Most of it just pours off, except for the big pieces of dirt here, which, to be honest with you, isn't really well stuck in at all. So I'm just going to use a bucket of water and see how it goes. I'm just showing this to show the aquaphobic properties of the product, and as you can see, the water just comes straight off. And after it comes off like that, it's just dry. You will get this on polish, but not as good, I feel. You know, and I have used very good polish products, and you know, it's been pretty impressive. Now, this is after the wash, which I did throw buckets of water on it. On the left hand side there was a little bit more sort of dirt, which I told you about, and I just wiped it off with a sponge and then just threw more buckets of water. I didn't make much of an effort to clean this car, to be honest with you. You know, I didn't go scrubbing at it and that. So I quickly wiped along the bottom part of the left hand side where it was the muckiest, and it came off very, very easily. You know, I got most of the dirt off with the buckets of water. There was a couple of little bits that I just needed to wipe off, and this is the result. It's back, it's clean again with very minimal effort. Since that recording, I have cleaned the car 3 times, and recently we have had heavy frost, so the roads had been salted and that. When there's salt on the roads, the dirt tends to be a lot more stickier. So I put it through. A car wash, not the automatic car wash, the power washer, and that with the foam and that. Didn't use any cloth or brush or anything like that, and all the dirt came off. It was spotless when I finished, and I didn't have to lay my hands on it at all. So no scrubbing, no wiping with cloths or sponges or anything like that. And my car now is, we still having the salt on the road and that, and we're still getting dirt and that. And what it seems to do is, it seems to get really, really dirty. And then when I'm driving in rain, it seems to most of it seems to wash off. Now, when you have salt on the road, I would advise, just, wash your car and that. But, is it a miracle product? Some people claim that it self-cleans, that you don't need to clean your car. Yes, you do need to clean your car. You do have contaminants like oil and diesel on the road and salt and all that kind of thing. You need to clean that off. But to be honest with you, it has been a lot easier since having the product. Now, some of the higher grade products, which you could be paying £50, £100 or whatever, it has a claim of 3 to 5 years. This particular product only has a claim of 180 days, so I will see how that goes. But then again, most likely in the springtime when the weather is good, I'm possibly would put another coat on it. Would I advise this product? Would I say that this product is good? Yes, it is, but you do have to be careful. You do have to be careful with applying this. And, I have made a few mistakes where I've applied the product and it's started to rain, and then the area that I've applied got kind of dull looking, and very sticky in that, and I've had to reapply over it. And it's if you have moisture in the air, don't apply this product. Apply it, make sure that the weather is good, that there's no moisture in the air. There was times that I didn't coat the whole car in one day. I'd done panels at a time, and there was times that I was sort of a little bit too late in the evening applying the product, because when you get to a certain time of the evening, you start getting moisture in the air. It starts the product doesn't get to dry properly. You need 24 hours as well to let the product cure properly. It's kind of like a little varnish, so you do have to be careful. Practice in small little places first where it's not going to be seen. But doing this video and applying the product, I've looked at a lot of videos on this on ceramic coating before I applied it on my own car. In fact, I've had the product about a year before I actually applied it, because I wanted to make sure I'd done it properly, because I was scared of making a mistake. There was a few little mistakes now, but in general, when you go to the car wash, it just makes it that little bit easier. And I do find that sometimes when the car is dirty and then you drive in rain, a lot of the dirt just washes off rather than just sticking to the car, because there's less for the dirt to stick on. So we'll see how that goes, and through the winter and that, and hopefully apply another coat in the spring. Do you know? Maybe in the future I will buy the more expensive product, but at the moment, with the cheap product, I'm sort of happy enough. Do you know? But I just thought I would show that as an example. Because there was a lot of talk online about some ceramic coating products and that, and I just wanted to share my experience. You know, you know, there had been very, very high claims about it self-cleaning, and some people say you don't need to wash your car anymore. You do need to wash your car, especially underneath in the wintertime, because of the salt content, the salt being put on roads and stuff like that. You do not want to not wash your car, but it makes it an awful lot easier when you go to the car wash. It's a lot less effort. I'm going to leave that one for now. Talk to you soon. Bye.